Assalamualaikum and very good morning to all of you. I am Nur Nazifah as the CEO of this company. Thank you for being able to join our meeting today. Without further ado, let us start our meeting now.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Yes, sure.
First of all, I would like to extend a warm welcome to our secretary, Ms. Sakinah, and the other member of the working committee, Ms. Najihah, Ms. Nabila, Ms. Izzati, and Ms. Aina Najihah. Unfortunately, Ms. Aisha cannot be with us today. She is on medical leave. Alright, let me explain the purpose of the meeting. For your information, this is our second meeting, and we are here today to discuss about how our company can make change to support people with disability so that they can actively participate in the national workforce. Let us go through the minute of the previous meeting. Do you have any amendment to make?
Yes, excuse me, Miss Nazifah. I would like to make an amendment to my father's name. It should be spelled Y-A-Z-I, not A-Z-I-Z.
All right, thank you. Ms. Sakina, can you take note of that?
Sure.
Okay, is there any other amendment?
Yes, there is also a spelling error for word in item number 4. The word successfully was spelled with 1C when it should be 2C.
Okay, I will take note of that too and make the correction later on. Is there anything else to be amended?
No.
Find any either.
All right, then can someone propose that the minute of the last meeting be accepted?
I propose that the minutes of the previous meeting be accepted.
I second the motion.
Okay, thank you everyone. I hereby confirm that the minute of the previous meeting with two amendments. Before we go to our agenda, do you have any matter arising?
If I may say something here, in the last meeting, we have agreed that the opening of our new outlet in Kuala Lumpur will be handled by Miss Aina Najihah. I would like to know if there are any updates regarding the issue.
Yes, it seems that the manager of the new outlet has yet to find and hire one more worker to be employed as the cleaner. I noticed that the advertisement posted on the internet is still not gaining enough attention.
Okay. I think Ms. Izzati can handle this issue since she is overall in charge of the hiring of new employees. So, Ms. Izzati, do you have any comment?
Yes, I do. I think it is better if we put in more details to the advertisement notice. Perhaps we can discuss the bonus or benefit of the position of cleaner that can be implemented and add that to the advertisement.
That is a good idea. So, Ms. Aina Najihah, I think this issue can be discussed between you and Ms. Izzati and have it handled by 1st February. If there is nothing else, can we move on to the main agenda?
Yes.
Yes.
All right. As I have mentioned before this, we will be discuss the change our company can make to allow the disabled person work here. Ms. Nabila, would you like to start?
Yes, of course, Ms. Nazifah. I would like to suggest that the company make a change to physical characteristic to accommodate staff with disabilities. If the physical feature puts disabled employees at a disadvantage, they must adjust it to eliminate or reduce the impact of the physical barrier. These changes are known as reasonable adjustment.
Could you please explain how it works?
Yes, I believe that employers should provide facilities that can make it easier for disabled employees to work. This is because disabled people tend to be more complicated than others. So we should make structural or physical changes to the company as it is accessible to wheelchair users, such as provided accessible toilets or bathrooms. Next, employers should provide widening doorways to allow a wheelchair to pass through easily, as well as the lift entrance. Not only that, We should replace taps with ramps, relocating light switches and door handles to a level that considers people who have difficulty in reaching and putting in place audio-visual fire alarms. Moreover, we should be allowing the person to work in a more easily accessible place. For instance, providing specially modified equipment such as a special keyboard adapted for someone who has arthritis or a telephone adapted for someone with a hearing impairment. Thus, transferring a wheelchair user's workstation from an inaccessible upper floor to the ground floor so that they will easily move around without having trouble to do their work. Have I made it clearer?
I agree with you. However, I feel that we should be focusing on one thing first. Based on all the excellent suggestions that you have mentioned regarding the physical changes to our workplace, I believe that it is better if we prioritize the building of ramps and railings.
Yes, that is a practical suggestion. Moreover, we should be considering our budget as well. If we decide on building all the things that Miss Nabila has listed down at once, we might find ourselves facing a financial problem.
Alright, what does anyone else think?
I think what Miss Aina, Najihah and Miss Sakinah have just explained is a wonderful idea.
Okay then, it seems that we agree that we should build ramp and railings at our workplace. If this goes well, then we can proceed on to provide specialized equipment and then move on to the widening of doorways. So I would like Ms. Nabila to look into this and report to us in the next meeting.
Alright, sure, Miss Nazifah.
Excellent. Now, Ms. Sakinah, could you please present to us your suggestion?
Of course, I suggest that our company provide an employee shuttle bus service. We can start off by picking the employees up from the bus or train stations nearest to the workplace. As we progress, and if the suggestion goes well, we can consider a shuttle service which picks up the employees from the bus or train stations nearest to their residences, and afterwards directly from their own doorsteps. If our company can implement such a service, I believe that it would greatly reduce the stress on the employees whenever they have to experience the morning rush, the crowded train or bus, and the traffic jam. This is especially true for the employees with disabilities. Of course, this benefit can only be gained if, as I have mentioned earlier, we can expand the service to such a case where employees are picked up from their homes.
That sounds like a great idea.
I see what you mean, but how should this be implemented? Is it a must for everyone to use this service? If it isn't so, then wouldn't the purchase of it be more of a waste if some do not prefer to use it?
I disagree with you. I have gone through the complaints from the staff, and most of them stated that they would prefer if the company can come up with a transportation service for their convenience. Furthermore, we can conduct a survey for the employees to see if they are for this idea or against it. If you agree to implement this service, the company can either rent the service from other transportation companies or organizations, or we can rent or purchase a bus or a minibus and hire a driver. Of course, to make it more systematic, we must set up different set of arrival timings for the buses.
May I add something?
Sure.
If the above planning does not exceed our budget, we can consider creating an application to alert the employees if the buses are arriving and leaving, and to alert them if there happen to be a problem regarding the service, any announcement, and so on.
That is a great suggestion. Are there any other comments?
Excuse me, sorry for interrupting, but if we can go on with this suggestion, do we consider a fee to be charged on the employees or do we consider making it free?
I think we would better save that for another meeting. For now, if nobody has anything else to add, we have to agree that This is a practical suggestion. I think Miss Sakinah can handle this. So if you could, Miss Sakinah, do look into this matter and consider all the issues that some has brought up and report to us in the next meeting.
Alright, I will be sure to have the report done by the next meeting.
Excellent. Now I think I would like to hear from Miss Izzati.
Okay, I suggest that we support the disabled workers by conducting development training programs. By doing training programs, it can create a mutually supportive community. These programs will be opportunities to connect with other employees and will help ensure that persons with disability develop and succeed. With this training program, we can mentoring and coaching them. Persons with disabilities who serve in senior positions should strongly consider becoming mentors or champions, both internally and externally.
I think it will help if you explain more by providing us details and examples.
Perhaps I should make it clear by saying that one of the training programs we can do is soft skill training. It is especially critical to provide this training to individuals with disabilities so they can understand all aspects of how to be successful at work. For example, interpersonal communication and organizational skills. And providing to the traditional hiring model remains on interpersonal skills. Do you see what I mean now?
Yes, I do, and that sounds great. I think we should contact the people who are professionals when it comes to conducting such programs, as well as those who are experts in dealing with people with disabilities.
Considering this, I also think we can expand further on the issue of dealing with such employees.
Yes, I think we have to agree that this idea is a wonderful one. I think Miss Izzati can handle this. Are you okay with that, Miss Izzati?
Sure, Ms. Nazifah, I will get into contact with the people suitable for this job and will overview the total budget as well as the timing for these programs, of which I will compile it into a report and present it during the next meeting.
Good. Now let us move on to Miss Najihah. You mentioned earlier that we could expand on the issue of dealing with disabled employees. Could you elaborate more on that?
Okay, I would like to suggest that our company provide a team of first aider specialists in dealing with accident for disabled people. Employers need to provide complete medical equipment for disabled employees. This is because people with disabilities are more likely to have an unexpected accident while working. Hence, employers must always be concerned, especially with their disabled workers, as minor accidents tend to happen to them.
That is true, but don't you think that the current infirmary provided in our company is enough to deal with these accidents?
I am afraid I disagree with you. As what Ms. Nazihah and I have mentioned, dealing with disabled people are another spread issue altogether. Thus,
You're right, Miss Izzati. To add more on that,
we will consider Ms. Nazihah's idea.
sorry. You are right, Miss Izzati. To add more on that, I believe that we need to provide monthly checkup to disabled employees. Twice a month checkup is the best method for the disabled, as employers are able to track the health status of their employees continuously. Furthermore, as the COVID-19 pandemic is still alarming in our society, employers can bring their disabled employees to do swab tests. This is because swab test is one of the precautions that employers can do to avoid spreading of the virus among their workers.
I agree with Miss Najihah. Are there any other comments?
No,
Great. So
No.
we can agree that this idea should be implemented. Can I have anyone to volunteer for handling this task?
Yes, Miss Nazifah, I can handle this. I will look into this issue and have a more detailed plan to present it to all of you.
All right, thank you. Lastly, I would like to hand it over to Miss Aina Najihah. Could you please present to us your suggestion?
Sure, Ms. Nazifah. I suggest that the company implement a new policy statement where discrimination towards disabled people is not tolerated. Such policy can promote an environment which values diversity and is free from discrimination, bullying, harassment, victimization, and vilification, where all employees with disabilities are treated with dignity, courtesy, and respect. To elaborate further, we can implement procedures and awareness raising strategies to ensure that all employees with disabilities know their rights and responsibilities in order to provide a safe and inclusive work, teaching, and learning environment.
I agree with you. In fact, I think this suggestion is of utmost priority.
That is correct, Ms. Sakinah. I believe that we should provide opportunities for disabled people to resolve complaints in a fair, timely, and confidential manner. Moreover, we should encourage the reporting of behavior which breaches the employee complaints and grievances policy and protect complainants from victimization or reprisals when making a complaint.
I think that it is absolutely right.
Yes, we should provide services to integrate and assist employees and prospective employees with disabilities to achieve their maximum potential as members of the workplace and raise awareness within the staff community regarding the needs and rights of people with disabilities.
If I may add something, I think we should look further into the actions taken against those who breached such policy.
Yes, I think so too.
While is that true? We are running short on time, so maybe we can discuss that in another meeting. If there is nothing else to add, I would like to Miss Aina Najihah to look into this and report to us in the next meeting.
All right, Ms. Nazifah, I will be sure to do that.
Okay, Alhamdulillah. It looks like we have covered all the main items in our agenda. Before we end our meeting, do you have any other business to discuss about?
Yes, Ms. Nazifah, as we all know, the world is still affected by COVID-19 pandemic. Hence, I would like to ask when can we get to start going to work physically and when it is permissible to do so? What are the measures and precautions that need to be taken?
Yes, regarding that, of course, we still need to wait until the government allow us to work physically instead of virtually. So right now, we are still waiting for update from them. Secondly, the measure that we will take include labeling at least 1 meter social distance between people. This can be done on any chairs, the tables, the floor, and the bathroom. Aside from that, masks are still mandatory, and the temperature of the worker will be checked daily before going on. Is that clear?
Yes.
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 Meet again on February 10 to discuss further on this issue regarding the disabled employees. Ms. Sakinah, be sure to notify the other of the next meeting when the date is near.
Alright, Miss Nazifah.
All right, thank you for your attendance. Please have a report prepared by the next meeting. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam
Waalaikumsalam
warahmatullahi
warahmatullahi
wabarakatuh.
wabarakatuh.